School of Love is proudly brought to you by the Gospel Preachers. Many thanks to our sponsors. Corny's Clothing at Tema Newtown, Rainbow Glids at Tema Newtown, One Voice Studios, City Antiques at Tema Newtown, Hellooo Skincare GH, Mercedes-Benz Collection, Inside KNUST Kumasi, Glitters by D at Tema Newtown, and Adia GH at La Apapa on the 6th Olutu Lane near the Ajinulu Guest House for refreshment. Guys, welcome back from the musical break, and moving forward, I'd like to acknowledge my proud sponsors. Hellooo Skincare GH. Hellooo is sponsoring us with some of her products, and you can contact Hellooo Skincare on 020-3427-687. Later on in the show, I'll present to you some of her products. We also have Mercedes-Benz Collection, also sponsoring us with some of her beautifully made beads. Her number is 0559-297636. Also, we have Glitters by D. Glitters by D is into hairbands and accessories. Her number is 0545-129718. And also, my beautiful clothes is from Connie's Clothing, located right here in Tema. Her number is 0246-497124. And my makeup, kind courtesy Rainbow Glids. Rainbow Glids can be contacted on 0554 548212 0554-548212. We are almost wrapping up, but before we go, Auntie Rose, we have a few more questions to go. Now, how does a victim of emotional abuse transfer his or her pain or hurt to other people around them? If, for instance, if I am abused, does the whole energy around me affect the people around me as well?
It does, and most of the times it's from mothers to daughters.
Okay.
Sometimes because of how the mother was abused emotionally, her mind has been psyched that maybe that's how every marriage should be. So when their child is going to marriage, said, "Have you seen our child with your father? It's your father who was doing everything for me. Your father was the one taking care of my family, so I can't shout, I can't do anything. I just have to sit down and watch. If he says sit, sit. If your mother-in-law comes to the house and insults you, protect your marriage. Don't say anything. Allow them to insult you. When they are done, they'll go." And when it happens like that, the woman is always kept in her shell. She can't enjoy her marriage because that freedom of love is not there. So it is very simple for people who are abused. Most of the times, even if individuals are abused, they are able to even tell their friends around them, "Charlie, this is how my marriage has been. I don't do anything. If my husband talks, I don't talk. If he does anything, I just sit and watch." So if you also want your marriage to work, do the same. But people forget that marriages are different. Things that work in your marriage
may not work for another person. Yeah.
There is a passage in the Bible that says that if you want to follow Jesus, pick up the cross. That's what Jesus told his disciples. Pick up the cross and follow me. I always say that marriages are like crosses. Some people's crosses are like wooden crosses. Some are glass.
Some are metallic.
If a glass one falls, it will break. But other ones which are wooden and the metal, it will fall and it will not break. So we are all not the same people. So the things that work for you might not work for me. So don't allow people to also use their emotionally abused character,
manipulate you and
minds
all that.
to come and influence you to also be the same.
Okay, so picking up on what you just said, it seems there's a very thin line between folding your arms, allowing yourself to be abused, and trying to be defensive. For instance, if your husband is abusing you and you want to stand up for yourself, if care is not taken, it may come across as you being disrespectful.
That's it.
And so, how do you draw the line between standing up for yourself and not disrespecting your husband?
Standing up for yourself, if you don't stand even up well, it's going to seem as if you are being disrespectful. And that's the reason why I said from the beginning, you make sure that this doesn't enter into marriage. Because there are certain things you don't wait for it to enter into marriage. If it does, there is nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Because the moment you say something, since he feels or he is the man, you always like people to know that my wife, when I tell her to do this, she doesn't do it. When I say she should sit here, she doesn't sit. She doesn't respect me. She doesn't submit. And the Bible also speaks against it. Like, wives submit to your husband. So if you don't, it seems like maybe you are being at fault, but that's not the issue. So sometimes don't allow it to even get to that level. Marriage. Sure, because if it does, there is nothing you can do about it.
Okay. And for my Ghanaian viewers, for the typical Ghanaian setting, growing up, we lived in something we call compound houses. You see a man and a woman exchanging blows as if they are in a boxing arena, like physical blows. And then you hear the family members come in the middle of their compound. There's a family gathering where it's like a court. The mothers-in-law will be there overseeing the whole issue. And it was almost as if everybody would condemn the woman even before she speaks.
Sure.
Even before they hear the story, the man is always right.
Sure.
And they would always link it to this Bible verse: submit, submit, submit. And so, is it that we are being over careful, or we are misinterpreting things, or we are playing too much value on marriage? Is marriage overvalued, if there's a word like that?
I wouldn't say marriage is overvalued, but marriage is a very important union.
Okay.
And God respects and loves marriages.
Okay.
And that's the reason why the devil also has
his eyes in marriages.
Marriage.
Okay.
Marriage means so much to God. And I feel that in our settings as Ghanaians, there are ways, certain thoughts have been put in the minds of those ones going into marriage. And that's where sometimes most of these emotional abuses starts from. Because even when your bride price is being paid, your mother or people in the family will come and tell you, koya ukoi, who couldn't say da, who couldn't say sorry, and kofa na fufu, and koye say, don't go to this place. But sometimes I did be or nature. So you will be not a friend in quotes, but obi or just say this is not right. Do it like this, because if you don't know, you learn. Yeah. But from our mothers and our parents, they will always tell you, when you are in the house and your mother-in-law comes to fight you, don't say anything. Even when she's insulting you in your matrimonial home, your husband's sister, your husband's brother comes to the house and say, do this, scrub here, do this. And yet, emotional abuse.
Okay.
Because if I get married, a woman said it in Bremo, can I say, when you marry a man,
you marry the whole family.
Yeah. And yes, but that's how people have it in mind.
Mm-hmm.
If I need to be respected and I give respect, I need to get it in return.
Yeah.
My husband brings me to the house. I owe my allegiance to the man who is the head of my home. Okay. If his sister comes to my house, I don't have the right to insult his sister. Likewise, she doesn't have any right, because when she comes to the house, it is my home. I control everything there. So she doesn't have any right to tell me what to do in my husband's house. If when you and your brother you used to sleep in the same bed jam, the bed now belongs to my husband and I. It's not for you anymore. So you can't go there. You understand? So it's vice versa. But because of what they put into our minds, ama or baby question, then because the husband has over controlled her, abused her emotionally, so she feels that the moment the man leaves her,
that's the end of her life. Yeah.
Comes to an end.
Especially if she has children.
And she's thinking, so if this man leaves me right now, How do I carry my children?
Who is going to marry
People
me?
will laugh at me in the society
and
all those things. But you realize that in this time, when people realize that what you even go through in your marriage and grandma doesn't really concern anybody. Even if you give birth to her at 20, she'll come out and still make something out of herself. You understand? So it is how our minds were psyched by our parents. Had also had, that way of influencing certain things and to make the start of emotional abuse. Yeah.
So, we are almost done. We've spoken so much about the whole the abuser and the victim. And so how do we've established that mostly an abuser cannot be helped. It's either you try to talk them out or you go out. And so if I want to stay with an abuser, how do I handle him? How do I control the situation around him? How do I help myself not to be put down by everything that he does?
If you want to stay in such a marriage, now it's that you are emotionally strong. And you have to give a blind eye
to all the things he's doing.
And you will not let the things he says to you put you down. That's the only way you can stay if you really, really love your husband. Because you should know that in every marriage there are bats. Everybody has their bats. Yeah. They have their good sides, and you weigh that one as well. Oh, this man is a loving husband. He does this. He supplies my needs. He gives me whatever I want. He takes care of his kids. He gives me things that I ask for and all those things. So when you weigh, you realize that the good
outweigh the bad.
Yes, it overshadows the bad. So you just stay in such marriages and just be emotionally strong. Because if you are not careful, such people can even disgrace you even among his friends. When you are standing, maybe you are talking to, hey, come on, not now. They are the papa ben I want to make you. If you are not that type of person who say, oh, chale, to just
make a joke out of it.
If you don't, you get even the thing that will even make it get to you. A friend of his will come. Yes. And that would even trigger the hurt and the thing in your heart. So this man, if I'm not careful, this is how he's going to treat me among people and all that. You understand? So if you are emotionally strong, yes, and you can find your way out, and you know how to just ignore certain things and you don't pay attention to that, then you can stay. Why not? Even our mothers stayed. Some of them stayed.
Yes, they are still there actually.
Yes, because I remember my mom and my dad fought. Not, physically, but
verbally.
The man my father was saying all sort of things. He used some words and stuff for my mom, and when she entered the room, she started crying. My mom cried, and I was just looking at her. And one of her sisters saw how the thing was. She got angry. She took her hoe and started weeding the place. The anger was too much. She couldn't say anything to my dad, and my mom stayed in the room and cried, and it made my mom couldn't come out because my mom felt if she leaves, who takes care of the children? How would the family see her? She had to sacrifice because of us to stay. So a lot of people are staying. So if you really want to stay, then you have to get ready to take those
to build yourself up.
Sure, you take those blows inside of you, but you just have to look beautiful when you come out.
Right. And so on the topic of rebuke and correction, I think mostly abusers think that they are trying to put you on track. They are trying to correct you from your flaws or whatever. And so how do you massage a rebuke or a correction? I'm sure you can still correct your partner without necessarily abusing them. So how do you do that without offending or abusing their emotions?
If maybe let's say for example a man and a woman are in the house and I prepare something like maybe banku and okra and they will salt the okra. As a good and a loving husband, you have no choice. No matter how salty,
you just have to finish it.
You have to just finish it. But you say, oh Charlie, when she's doing film,
that's it.
Oh Charlie, what does that? I can't remember just recently. Let me hear like everything was inside. I had my beef. And I went to put Kobe, a little bit of Kobe with the water. So the moment my husband came out, the first thing I said, Mr. Charlie, I said, Bruce, until them say, we need him out.
A prior notice.
Yeah, so when he was sitting, he said, hey, now, mommy, now one by, but I said, no, see you, and he was able to eat the food. So the same way, if I didn't even tell him, and he tasted the food and saw that there was a lot of salt. Hey, mommy, they will salt in there. Everyone is saying, oh, Charlie, kafra o mansheda. Echinameye the same thing, but then making sure say, hey, come. That's nice. So there are ways you can correct your wife. Your wife can also correct you without even being abusive, without being like saying anything to hurt you. You know, because sometimes the things that we say to each other really hurt.
Yeah.
People say it to us out there, we feel it's normal, but when our partner says it,
it hurts so
hurts
deeply.
them more because you feel that that person loves you. So if there is anything, they should be the rightful people to tell us how they feel. So I feel say you can just say it in a very lovely manner. That's why the people normally say they for obedu atem kra but obeka me paacho before saying it. So no matter how you feel insulted because me paacho abeka on or say oh we didn't matter so the so you can do the same thing to your partners without letting them feel bad or something, but say it in a very lovely way.
Okay. And so for my viewers who may not understand the Ghanaian language, Chi, there will be subtitles below the screen so that you do not miss out on even a single word that our guest has submitted today. And if you're a first timer, you're welcome. Please do well to subscribe to the page and comment. The comments are very important to me. I think that is the only way I can hear from you, my guest, and the entire team can hear from you as well. So do well to comment and like the video. Do well to share to your friends and to your family. And in case you have an abusive partner, do well, just send him or her the link. I'm sure after watching, they will advise themselves. You wouldn't need to talk much. We are settling your dispute for you free of charge. Just share the links, post it on your WhatsApp statuses, your Facebook pages, and do what to circulate it as many times as possible. This is still School of Love. We'll be right back. School of Love is proudly brought to you by the Gospel Preachers. Many thanks to our sponsors: Corny's Clothing at Tema Newtown, Rainbow Glids at Tema Newtown, One Voice Studios, City Antiques at Tema Newtown, Hellooo Skincare GH, Mercedes-Benz Collection, Inside KNUST Kumasi, Glitters by D at Tema Newtown, and Adia GH at La Apapa on the 6th Olutu Lane near the Ajunilu Guest House for refreshment. You're welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with us up to this point. We're just about wrapping up. And Nancy, before we go, I'd like to take your very final remarks about emotional abuse. But before that, I know that you're married to a pastor. How was that whole experience like? I always say that I want to marry a pastor. Yes. And when I meet pastor's wife, I want to talk a little bit about the whole experience. How was it like? Talk to us about it.
It's a very beautiful and difficult experience.
Difficult, okay.
Yes, because people feel that, oh, marrying to a man of God, oh, she's going to stand in front of the crowd and just be waving with her
it's
heels.
Not only about that.
And that's one of the main reasons why a lot of young girls want to get married to pastors. They even feel that, oh, the offerings and everything goes to the pastor. So you can get the best of dresses and everything. But you should know that being the pastor's wife is a call. If you haven't been called into it, you can't do it. Because there are a lot of things that are involved around marrying a pastor. If you marry a pastor, you are no longer married to your husband alone. Your husband is married to the church and everybody. So maybe the time you need him most, he's also there with someone else. Attending to other church duties and members' duties and all those things. So if you are not a person who understands ministry, you always have a problem. So with me, it's a call. I know very well that it's a call because I've been in ministry all my life. I've worked under men of God and all that, so I know how it feels like. It hasn't been easy, but I'm blessed and honored to be married to a man of God because it's a privilege. And people who are even older than you, because of that position, they are able to even humble themselves before you, call you mother. Yes. It's a very big opportunity and it's a big platform given to you. Everybody looks up to you. You have to be a mother to
not only your children,
not only your children, but other people who are even old enough to be your mother. You have to be sisters to other people. You have to be daughters to other mothers there. And it has been interesting. It has been beautiful and difficult as well. But we try to manage.
Wow. I still want to marry a pastor, though you said it's a bit difficult.
It
I'm
is.
sure I've been called to do that. Yes.
You are sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure. And so, yes, since you're dwelling on pastors and all that, back to our topic. Is there a role for pastors to play? If I feel I'm abused, can I come and talk to my pastor about? Is it a spiritual
Being abused
situation?
no, it's not anything abuse. It's not spiritual. When somebody abuses you, it's not spiritual. Everything, even though there are things, there are where people abuse people who are being manipulated. There are people who are being manipulated spiritually to abuse their wives because the family doesn't even want the marriage. So they will let the man treat you bad so that you walk out. But it's not wrong when you feel that you are being abused emotionally, coming to your pastor to talk to him. It's not wrong to do so. That's why we even have the pastor's wives. You can even come to them and talk to them. Okay. Show you the way out.
Okay, wow. And Santi, your very final remarks. You're speaking about abusers, the victims, the children, how it affects people around them generally. What are your final remarks concerning the topics for today?
What I would say, most especially to the youth or those who are not yet married, this is a time you need to learn, open your eyes, be smart, and learn a lot of things that you need to learn before getting into marriage. Marriage is not a fashionable thing. It is not a jovial thing you can just jump in and come out. Because somebody goes into a marriage that is a bad marriage, and if you are not lucky, you die. You don't come out. So take care of yourselves. Read minds of the men you are with before you get involved in even any relationship. That is being in a relationship, that is when you can stop certain things if you want to stop them. So don't say that, this is I love you. Some of them will say, when he beats me, that's when I fall in love. My dear, they will beat you and kill you. Yes, there are a lot of people who feel when the man beats them,
it's an expression of love. Yeah.
It's a foolish thing. Don't think about it. So please be conscious and make sure that you are married to a man who loves God. Because a man who loves God will always respect you. He will not disrespect you. He will not dishonor you. He will not treat you badly. Yes, human beings are human beings. People have their bats. But a man who truly loves God and respects God will not treat his wife or treat the woman he wants to be with anyhow. So let's be smart. Learn. Study the person you are with. If there is something they are doing that you don't like, talk them out of it. If you feel they can't come out, don't get it.
Advise yourself. Thank you so much, Auntie Rose. I believe it's been a very mind-opening discussion today. And we know you to be a gospel musician.
Sure, I am.
A very good one. I'm sure you've seen some of the videos, music videos so far. And so how do we follow you? Your social media or your handles? Facebook, Instagram, and all of that.
Okay, so if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Rose Adjei. And my page is Rose Adjei Music. My Instagram handle is Rose_Ashley_Adjei.
Okay.
And if you want to follow me on YouTube, it's Rose Adjei. You can get all my music videos, my interviews. And if you want to get the song, it's on all digital portals. You can get them on Audio Mac, iTunes, and all that. You can download my songs from there as well.
All right. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Thank you so much. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for adding our invitation. But before we go, we have some beautiful items from our very proud sponsors. They want you to have these.
Wow.
I think I'll present this first because in almost all of your pictures, you have one head accessory or something.
Really?
Yes. And even today.
You have,
and so this is the very first one from Glitters by D.
Wow.
This is a very beautiful fascinator. It's one of a kind. You won't get this anywhere else.
Not at all.
Yes. So Glitters by D. I'll leave their number later so they can contact them for very beautiful headbands. So Glitters wants you to have this.
Thank you.
And this very beautiful set of beads is from Mercedes Beads Collection.
Wow.
It's customized. It has your name.
Hey.
Yes, so that nobody else can wear it. Very beautiful beads from Mercedes Beads Collection over here. And also,
I'm even picturing what I'm going to match it with.
Okay. Also, we have this bag from Hellooo Skincare GH. Now, Hellooo has this body moisturizing wash and a couple of them. We have here body lotion.
Wow.
These are organic, plant-based. We have here Hellooo African black soap blend, and a lot more. I think there's also the carrot whitening oil here.
Wow.
You should try these. They work magic on your skin, and so Helix wants you to have this. And also we have a very beautiful train.
Wow.
I like to unveil this. I like to see what it has. So this is courtesy.
Hey, this is
There
me.
you go.
Wow, it's
Courtesy City Antiques. They have this very beautiful phrase. You're too beautiful already, so they didn't have to do much.
Beautiful.
So this is for you and for your husband. I'm sure this will be in the bedroom.
Oh no,
Oh, no,
he
in
has
the-
me already, so the picture will not do anything.
Yeah, maybe in the hall. So whoever that enters will know that,
Sure.
okay, this is the missus of the house.
Okay.
Yeah. This is from City Antiques.
It is beautiful.
also
It's so
for
so beautiful. Oh, this is
There you
me.
go.
This is me.
It is.
Wow.
It is. And
It's
also we have this
beautiful.
beautiful jersey. Are you into sports?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
When they are shouting, we shout with them.
Or when you want to visit the gym or something. This is
Wow.
a beautiful jersey. I love blue, so we chose
Okay.
blue for you.
Wow.
Beautiful jersey for you. Let's see what it has. See what exactly. Okay, this would be very expensive. The way it's
Sealed.
sealed. Okay,
That's beautiful.
so this is it.
Okay.
This is beautiful. Okay, customized. It has your name too.
Oh, wait, the member ball.
Yeah.
Black Queens, Black Queens, Black Queens.
It has your name too. Maybe you can revive the Ghanaian football.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, you can.
I'll take us to the, how do you call it?
World Cup.
That's right. Oh, this is
Yeah, so-
beautiful.
We have this and a few other things more that we
Okay.
presented backstage.
Thank
we want
you
to say
so much.
a
Let me
beautiful
put it
thank
here.
you. Yes, please.
Okay.
Beautiful thank you to you for honoring our invitation,
Thank you.
for spending your afternoon with us. You have been so much blessed, and we look forward to having you again
Sure.
soon to discuss something else. And so thank you so much. My viewers can't express their gratitude, so I have to do all the thanking on their behalf. Thank you, Auntie Rose, for doing this with us. God richly bless you. And to you also for making time to spend all of this number of minutes with us. Thank you for sticking and staying. Thank you for sharing the links. Thank you in advance. I know you're going to share. Thank you for subscribing to the page, for liking, and for commenting. Note that this is School of Love, brought to you by the Gospel Preachers and proudly sponsored by Helix Skincare GH. You can contact Helix on 020-3427-687. Also, Mercedes Beast Collection, contact her on 0559-297636. And Glitters by D, contact her on 0545-129718. Connie's Clothing for my beautiful dress, contact Connie's on 0246-497124. And Rainbow Glitz for my beautiful makeup, contact Rainbow Glitz on 0554-548212. City Antiques for the beautiful frame we saw a while ago on 027-110-8160. We had the whole setup here in One Voice Music Production Studio located in Tema, New Town. I'm so sure we'll come your way again very soon. Until then, stay safe, stay protected, pray more, choose wisely, and most importantly, don't allow anybody to put you down. Don't allow anybody to abuse you emotionally. Don't allow anybody to look down on you. You are beautiful, you are amazing, and you can do everything you set your mind on to do. My name is Lavia Amasam, and this has been School of Love. Bye-bye. God bless you.
My tongues are nothing. Oh, but love is the greatest. For